What up, Schmoedown rockers? And yeah, we're a couple vids this week, but well, not Schmoedown related, but yeah, this one is. In case you don't see the thumbnail by the time Facebook gets their shit together, apparently, because I'm probably not going to be able to upload it to there for people to notice it's around, which fucking sucks. But as long as I can get it uploaded on YouTube and get it out of the way that way, I'm fine. At least get that part out of it and I'm good. And I can just figure out everything else from there. But fingers crossed. I made an exception today. Sorry. Hell, I was going to do my one thing I was promised some people through Facebook's chat. And then it didn't happen. I don't even know if the chat's even up anymore. But everything else is working fine. I can still watch my other shit through YouTube and Patreon and all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah. More on why for this, by the way. As soon as because apparently tournament season still rolls on and we get to finally see at least Inner Geekdom finals end through the pay-per-view. So we know who's going to be a number one contender going into Spectacular. Other than that, but before we get to that, we do have a couple of these. One being apparently because of the fact that Dimalanta decided to just take a break for a while till next season. He decided to give Eric Whitley his spot, which meant he'd have to face Laura Kelly. And yeah, well, Laura, not too surprised that Laura did her thing as expected. Poor Whitley, the moment he lost, I wasn't expecting her to miss at all. She pulled her little thing. We don't know how she's going to be against Gold Leader. If he wins his match, that's apparently coming up this week. So they're basically saying, I figured they were saving the Damon versus Damon match as the end-all be-all match. Which, given that was the only match that stayed the same no matter what bracket, I'm surprised that wasn't the first thing out the gate. But yeah. So Laura's awaiting the winner of this week's coming match of Gold Leader versus Justice Scrimshaw. What a match either way. So either way, Laura's gonna have quite a challenge in that regard, depending. I think she's been wanting to face Scrimshaw, but never had that chance. But other than that, yeah. Then we had our teams match, which was what a nail biter. It basically went down to the 5-pointer. King Arthur put up a fight, forcing them to forcing the hand of Joseph. I don't know what. Forcing the hand of Final Exam to win their teams match, which was the first teams Ultimate Schmoedown this year. Ultimate Schmoedown, not to be confused with the other one, which the boys did their job, at least. I'm hoping they still do it again, but it's going to be a much tougher road, I think, than it was last season. Last tournament, but earlier this season. But I think they will, or at least I'm hoping that the whole thing that happened with the round 2 in the singles tournament with Paige Fabretti isn't going to affect Ben's mindset going in. I think it's more he played himself, to be fair. So Fabretti needed it more, but I don't think McWinney has more in the line than Fabretti, I think, but I think it'll be a decent team, but I still believe that Danger Zone has it in them to win this, because that's the only thing left, and if they can't, I don't know what to say. And I don't know what to say, because that one, I'm more hopeful that it could potentially happen, or at least we can get to the finals, damn it. If anything. We'll just see, I guess. I'm hoping we can at least maintain where we need to be. I don't know if we'll ever get back into first, but I'd be happy to see Ben at least get the title, get those teams belts, and Parker finally get his just due and get that Intergita belt. You know. So before we get to that, then we had our Ramon singles in a more studio setting, and as well as the pay-per-view for Throwdown being a studio setting, which was for the Intergita finals as well. And it was Lieberman versus Bibiani, and it seemed Lieberman just didn't have had a 5-pointer he couldn't pull, because it happened to be in this category of struggling in round 2, which wound up being hard. So yeah, he blew a lot of his repeats, but dude, there was no way he was going to get it, so, which is unfortunate, but fortunate, dude. But Viv's lucky, and he got to go another round. Lucky for him. It wasn't a situation like what happened. Lieberman just wasn't lucky enough this time to pull off what he needed to pull off against Bibiani, like what happened with Barbarian, I guess. Where Barbarian just couldn't. This was in a similar situation like Barbarian, that I guess now I remember, fortunately. So yeah. Though Barbarian might have a little more luck this season, who knows? But anyways, that was a fun match. They both played it up pretty good, from a character perspective at least. Yeah. Other than that, I really didn't. The match that is the reason why I kind of decided to say screw it and wear this. I don't know how else I was going to, so. But yeah. I not surprised with result. The thing as to how it led to the result, I just feel bad for Saul in this case, and I don't know if it's what it could have been. Maybe, given that it's at a certain bar, the cantina thing. Yeah, it's possible that he might have had a couple too many, and he just wasn't on his A game. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe it is a light situation because it's the second time it's happened there, and I think he just needed a break to snap out of it, and he never got a chance to get himself back in order. And he could have challenged, and maybe that's what could have happened for him, I guess. But it just seemed it just wasn't in his favor this time. And Parker just lucked out when he needed to, and he was able to get all the questions he needed to at least by round 4 do well enough to be high up there, already have enough leverage on himself going into those latter 2 rounds that it helped him basically get the knockout. It's not the first time this has happened, and if it's Elmer, now it's he knew Parker was going to be something to face. He knew it. He called it 2 years ago. Anyway, so but with that, it could be him, but I don't think anybody expected. And what sucked even more is that he couldn't beat what's his face, and it's not that he couldn't either, but he couldn't beat Kalinowski, so it was like, what would, but I think Parker can. Not only that, but maybe he could have a better shot at Amaru than Saul ever would have. But Saul has potential still in Intergame, I think. But given that now the plan is for them not to do digital anymore, I don't know how it's going to work in for Saul. Moving forward, if so, he's got to pull it together and find what he did virtually and bring it to in studio and eventually and potentially live shows. He's trying to do both. I don't know if he's able to balance himself and figure it out mentally for himself. And I hope and now he has time to has some time off to get himself mind cleared and figure out his shit. So I feel bad for you, Saul. I do, man. I don't know if we're going to pick you up or not. I kind of slightly doubt it, given that we might be that if Parker does what he's supposed to do, he might be staying with that belt. And then I guess depending on how things go with Dan, we may wind up keeping Mara, and that's screw it. Well, given that, the potential possibility that he might go into teams at the very least, Smash, but it'd be stupid for him not to rejoin up with us unless somehow we get the Wildberry situation again, which would be stupid. I mean, by that point, I think maybe a trade will happen, so. But we'll see what happens with that. But, yeah, I'm happy for Parker. Don't get me wrong. At all, by the way. Thumbs up to Parker. Thumbs up. Good job, Parker. Yeah, I don't know what, you may either see this maybe it's in an hour that Facebook gets its shit together. You'll see it. You'll see me do my links then for it. Other than that, you're just going to have to catch it publicly on YouTube. Hopefully I can keep in touch with some of y'all again. And I did get your message, Ben, if somehow you're watching this. I'm trying to keep my ducks in a row. But what did you guys think of these matches this past week of Schmoedown, including the pay-per-view? What did y'all think? Leave a comment below, let me know. Also, if you like this video, rock that like button with the rest of you must. Hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell as well to get all notifications to towards my videos. Also, links in the description to the dungeon page, home of the dungeon page, as well as my Facebook page. Like, follow me there. Also, a link to the dungeon page, which currently is still the home of the one and only five-time movie trivia Schmoedown champion of the world, Dangerous Dan Merle. The only one that's 5-time. So, I'm just saying. Who will potentially be the future 2-time tag team champion with Ben Bateman, as it is due to him to have happen. It shall, as long as we can get through this tournament, it can happen. And it's so long as, Oyama don't cash it in for final exam. That's another thing I forgot to mention. I can see it potentially happening. That he wants that final exam is a championship caliber team, as it is, and the way they played. And it's a shame this is how it had to end for them, with not only their season, but maybe as a team as a whole. But I think Oyama might do something crazy, and if he's not already in the, and he's going to use it as spectacular. Whether or not Oyama winds up making it through the singles tournament is another story. He might just use it on himself. That all depends on if he gets through it. If he gets through it, he's not going to cash. I don't know if he'll really cash it in. I think if he does, he'll probably cash it in the teams and try to use it to get one more match with final exam at the very least, and then probably still have a singles belt. I don't know. It could wind up being a waste, and I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. But hopefully not if Danger Zone winds up winning those belts at the Spectacular, because I don't want him to lose those belts after we just finally got them. And to finally see him only for him to get ripped away from him, that's just more heartbreaking to me. Don't do that to me, Oyama. You OG Dungeon, don't do this to me. Don't do this to Dungeon Master, okay? I know you swag now, but still, it's bullshit. Now I got that away, got my other stuff there, and also, this is Rocket Movies Tyler. I've been Tyler. If you smell what the movie trivia Schmoedown rocks, Scott Entertainment, so on and so forth, is cooking. As far as I'm concerned, dig it.